While doing housework, the wife found an earring in the bed that wasn't hers. At first, she didn't think much of it, assuming it was a surprise her husband had secretly bought for her. But before bed that night, she suddenly realized that the condoms they hadn't used in 6 months were all gone. That's when she finally figured it out: her husband had been cheating. To find out who the other woman was, she remembered how lazy her husband was. He always only gave flowers on holidays and always ordered from the same flower shop. So, she pretended to be his secretary and ordered 2 bouquets. Sure enough, the shop owner immediately replied, saying one was for the wife and one was for the other woman. She then followed the delivery person to a jewelry store, where she found the woman Anna. She showed Anna the earring that had been left behind at their house and calmly said she was there to return it. Anna, seeing she'd been caught, stopped pretending and admitted the earring had been intentionally left there to speed up their divorce, so she could take the wife's place. The wife didn't get angry but instead called her husband to the jewelry store, asking him to help her pick out a new diamond ring. When he saw Anna there, his expression froze. The wife pretended not to notice and casually asked why he looked so strange. He quickly denied knowing Anna and asked why she was suddenly at the jewelry store. The wife picked up her 10-year-old wedding ring and said it had a flaw and needed replacing. The husband didn't get it and asked Anna to recommend a new style. Anna proudly showed off the store's latest design, saying it was more youthful and trendy, much more popular than the old ring the wife wore. Sensing the insult, the wife calmly replied that while the new design was nice, things that hadn't stood the test of time were usually the ones that lost value. Anna fell silent. The wife then asked her husband which ring he thought was better. To her surprise, he said the one she picked was ugly. Anna smirked, but the wife, noticing the change in her husband's demeanor, kept her cool. The husband quickly corrected himself, saying that while the other one wasn't great, he would buy the most expensive one in the store because only that would be worthy of his wife. He then reluctantly paid for it. Anna's face turned green with anger. The husband's actions made the wife believe he still valued their family, so for their daughter's sake, she decided to give him one last chance. But soon, she learned from her lawyer that her husband had transferred all their assets into his name. Even the new diamond ring he bought was swapped for a fake. In fact, all the jewelry, bags, and even their daughter's safety amulet that he'd given her were high-quality fakes. The real ones were all at Anna's house. She finally realized everything her husband had given her was fake. To get everything back, she decided to get revenge. She hired a woman under the pretense of looking for a maid and intentionally kept the oldest one. The woman asked if she knew why she had been chosen. The maid, quick on her feet, said the wife was worried younger, prettier women might tempt her husband, but she was old and unattractive, so she was safe. Impressed with her wit, the wife confessed the real reason: she wanted her to seduce her husband. The maid thought she was crazy and tried to leave, but the wife promised 20 million yuan as a reward. The money was enough to treat the maid's sick daughter. After some hesitation, the maid agreed. The wife then took her to her husband in Anna's place. Seeing how beautiful Anna was, the maid hesitated again, saying she had no chance against such beauty. The wife was confident, though, saying she knew her husband's mind after years of focusing on him. For him, looks weren't the most important thing. It was about the right aura. Now, he had a good wife at home doing all the housework, a young lover for pleasure, but what he was missing was a wealthy woman to help him climb the social ladder. So, she decided the maid would play that role. The first step was to transform her inside and out. The wife then took the maid to an upscale luxury store and bought her a 200,000 yuan outfit. Next, they went to a mall to buy bags and style her hair. Later that evening, the wife introduced the maid to her husband as a friend who had just returned from abroad and would be staying for a few days. Sure enough, her husband was immediately attracted to her, assuming she must be rich due to her distinct aura. The maid also played along, greeting him like a noblewoman. Curious, the husband asked about her background. The wife said they'd known each other since childhood, though the maid had once been poor, but in the last 2 years had become wealthy and even bought a private jet. The maid also played along, complaining about how small their house was compared to her bedroom abroad. Seeing her wealth, the husband tried to create an opportunity to get closer by offering her a drink. At that moment, the maid casually revealed a luxury watch, which the husband instantly recognized as a limited edition, $1 million model. The maid shrugged and said she just bought it on a whim because it matched her skin tone. The husband was shocked but didn't continue the conversation, remaining silent during dinner. The maid anxiously asked the wife why nothing had happened yet, but the wife, knowing her husband's mind, assured her to be patient. The longer he waited, the easier it would be for him to bite. Sure enough, after the wife said goodnight to him, he immediately sent the maid a friend request. The wife told the maid to respond as planned. The next day, the wife pretended to be busy and gave her husband 2 movie tickets, asking him to go with his friend. The husband agreed, but as they were about to leave, he noticed the maid wasn't wearing the expensive watch. She explained she had given it to an elderly man she met on a morning run, thinking he was pitiful. Suspicious, the husband rushed out to find the man and asked if anyone had given him a watch. The old man denied it, making the husband realize he had been tricked. Just as he was about to return and confront his wife, he spotted the watch strap sticking out of a garbage bag. The old man had lied, fearing the watch would be taken back. Realizing his mistake, the husband texted the maid, asking to continue their movie date. However, he didn't know that everything had been planned by the wife from the start. Knowing his suspicious nature, she had given the old man a fake watch to cooperate. Plus, her husband had a severe cleanliness obsession and would never touch anything from a poor person, so he wouldn't recognize a fake.